Hi there, everyone. Do you know what's really amazing right now? How well the cryptocurrency market is set up. XRP is the one I'm talking about here. Listen up, people. If the crazy instability, the big picture, and the adoption that's happening right in front of our eyes in the real world aren't enough to get your attention, then nothing will. Okay, this might be the wake-up call you need. Today I want to tell you about this. At this point, it's likely that you do not have enough XRP to watch this movie. I'm going to tell you the truth. You'll likely remember this time and think, man, I wish I'd bought more when it was still less than $3. Because the price action right now is just moving sideways a lot. A lot of what I call chop solidation. But here's the catch. It won't stay here for long. There are a lot of strong reasons for me to believe that. This is why we should look at the numbers. XRP is worth $2.85 right now as I write this. Yes, it's been another day of that rough sideways movement I was talking about. $112.81 worth of Bitcoins. XRP also hit a 24-hour low of $2.86. As you read along, you can see that big drop right there on your screen. Here's the really cool part. It was the same time that Bitcoin took that drop. This tells us very important things. The whole market is moving as if it were a well-rehearsed dance. But I want you to understand this. Fundamentals for XRP have never been better. At times like these, the price drops not because people are losing faith in XRP in particular. This is just how crypto markets work. They go up and down all the time. But do you want to know what has previously caused prices to act in the most crazy ways? The year 2000 Russell. Also, everyone should pay attention to this. The Russell 2000 keeps an eye on small cap stocks, and this morning, the blockchain supporter shared some important news. It's a new all-time high for Mark 2000. It gets even better. Crypto hasn't even caught on yet. That's really crazy. To be honest, that was just the high point of the day. The market did go down a little later. The market and the Russell 2000 both went down, but nothing too big. We did see another brand new all-time high though. This comes right after the Russell 2000 didn't just hit an intraday high last Thursday. First time in almost 4 years that it finished at a new all-time high. Let me explain why this is such a big deal and why we need to keep our eyes on this sign at all times. The situation is now so critical that if this breaks out, history tells us altcoins will go through the roof almost right away. That's why I said at the beginning of this video that we'd all look back and say, yeah, I should have bought more XRP. I think a lot of you are going to make that decision right now. Look at this then. Someone named Dom posted something that says exactly what I mean. He has two charts next to each other. The bull run in 2017 is on the left, and the bull run in 2021 is on the right. It says it all in his comment. The Russell 2000 has hit another all-time high today, trying to find its price. The last 3 times this happened, Total 2 came out right after. Plus, for those who don't know, Total 2 is the chart that shows the top 125 coins by market cap, but not Bitcoin. In other words, Dom is saying that tokens went crazy every time the Russell 2000 did the last 3 times. Here's what he really thought. Most of the time, risk on in small cap stocks means risk in crypto alts. Is this time different? People, be aware of a surprise. It's the same this time. The Russell 2000 can be seen as that green and purple line. And what happened 2 market cycles ago tells you a lot. It broke to the upside and then boom, Total 2 came right after it. Now it's 2021 and the same thing happened. Russell 2000 breaks through that all-time high and soon after Total 2 starts rising. That's the reason this pattern is so important. Now here's the deal. You can bet that if people are more interested in risky investments in the stock market, they will also be more interested in them in crypto. Why? The reason being that these are the same owners. These aren't 2 different groups of people. A lot of people are investing in both standard and crypto. They want risk everywhere. So when they want risk in one market, they want risk everywhere. It's not hard to understand, but that's what we're teasing with today. There's more though. This post from chart expert 𝗙𝗶 will blow your mind. Bitcoin Weekly. Bollinger Bands are officially the tightest in the history of Bitcoin price action, he says. Let me say that again. The tightest in all of Bitcoin's history. Remember last year? It took me months to show that XRP's Bollinger Bands were also the tightest they had ever been. That means what we all know. It's exactly what happens before a huge change in price. Things are going to blow up bigger as those Bollinger Bands get tighter. I told everyone over and over that we were in a bull market last year. When this thing finally breaks, it will probably go up, since that was the most likely direction. What do you know? It's the same story with Bitcoin, which has the tightest Bollinger Bands of any cryptocurrency ever. Just one more little thing. There's nothing to see here, right? Not right. Here's another great idea from 𝗙𝗶. He adds, gold reaches its measured move target and is highly overheated on the monthly RSI. What happens next? Check out that RSI at the bottom of the chart. It's on a scale from 0 to 100. And look at this. It's just shy of 90 when he posted this. That is deep, deep into overbought territory. This thing is going to top out sooner rather than later. Even if gold climbs a bit higher and it might squeeze out a little more, it's pretty much at the end of its run in all likelihood. That's another piece of the puzzle that is important. The most important thing in this game is macro alignment. Why? Finally, an expert who makes sense of why this is so important. Look at this graph. That orange line is Bitcoin, and that yellow line is gold. 𝗙𝗶𝗆, a very well-known analyst with 190,000 fans on X, said this. From what he saw, gold always comes in first. After that, Bitcoin starts doing much better than it. History is true. He's talking about something clear to you. The same pattern played out last cycle and the cycle before that. Look at where we are now and compare it to those times. There's no doubt that when gold finally reached its peak, that was the right sign that Bitcoin was about to go crazy. Is this time different? Those are famous last words, my friends, and I don't think it's true. The same thing is being said by a lot of the chart experts I follow. It's about to go off. Now for the million-dollar question. After Bitcoin takes off, what do you think will happen to your other coins? Altcoin Gordon has the same insight to share. With 812,000 fans on X, this guy has a huge following.